Welcome to the Family First Retirement Podcast with George Politarhos. For more information, visit betrayowealth.com. Now, let's get to the show.
My name is Mark Owens. And George, some breaking news to get started this weekend here on Family First Retirement. A little birdie told me that you are not a golfer, but you played 18 holes last week. George Politarhos, congratulations. How'd it go?
Thank you so much, Mark. Appreciate it, bud. And yes, I went and violated another golf course.
Well,
there is golfers in this world, and there are combat golfers in this world. And I truly am a combat golfer, but I'm glad we played a golf outing for charity, a local charity event down here. And I'm glad we had a scramble, and I had some studs. So I got to sit there and
rode their coattails.
Come on, hit the ball. The coach, sitting there like a baseball coach, the heavyset guy in the corner and wearing the same outfit everybody else is, but never gets on the field. I had Ernie Callias, our CPA, was playing. We had Achilles playing. We had one of our friends play, Justin Roman, play. And Justin and Achilles just hit the bejeebers off the ball. My proudest moment, Mark, I got to be honest with you folks, is I should have stock in golf balls.
Over under of how many you lost, can I guess?
Oh yeah, you're gonna be very proud, but go ahead.
So I'm gonna say you lost 8 golf balls.
You went over, you have lost on the Price is Right.
Oh, dun.
I lost 4 golf balls in 18 holes. I was so proud. Wow. I only hit 4 balls, but I only lost 4 balls.
Wait.
So I was and I play with pink balls too. I like the pink golf balls.
Yeah, you don't lose them.
I really do.
Yeah.
Because you can't lose them. They're easy to see. Yeah.
This
matches my shirt, kind of.
This was a legitimate golf course. There wasn't like a windmill or a dinosaur or a clown. This was a real.
No, there was no Barney.
Okay.
At the third hole. Sure. So yes, it was. Right. It helped out a local lodge with their fundraising for the year. Got to meet some really great people. Had a great time. And I hate to say this, but it's not going to be as good as the Betrayal Wealth Group.
I agree.
I agree. A, we have some fun, and B, you have the great bald Mark Owens playing the part of the American Eagle showing up also.
No, I will have a hat on because this dome gets burned real easily on the links out there. But I will say you can club throw for a good cause. Monday, August the 25th, the Bets for Vets golf tournament at Rock Manor Golf Course. And we're starting to fill up the tee sheet right now. Space is still available. Kind of walk me through the day. What can we expect?
Registration's at 11 a.m. Tee off time will be 1 p.m. When you get there, we have the golf range. We have the course to ourselves, Mark. So it's just going to be our family. Hit some golf balls, register, get some swag. We'll have Zach's Hamburgers coming, giving us lunch. Anyone that knows me knows that Zach's is my brother, Pete Politarhos, and his son, Nicholas. So they're going to be there at the food truck for hamburgers, hot dogs, soda, water, start you off with, get something in your stomach. We're going to play a great round of 18 holes, lots of prizes to win. Close to the pin, longest drive, liquor, drinks, which is always good.
Which helps my game.
And then we have dinner afterwards and some interesting things going on afterwards, some auctions, some putting competitions.
I love it.
It's really, Mark, about having a good time, building friendships, and helping a great cause, helping our veterans in this tri-state area, quad-state area, obviously Delaware, southeast Pennsylvania, southern Jersey, northern Maryland. There are so many veterans out there that have done so much for us. These men and women have risked and lived their lives, and they need help.
Yeah.
And even if it's if you can't play golf, folks, I get it. Not all of us can have 5, 6, 7 hours go out there on a Monday and do. I understand. If you're a business, sponsor a hole. All the money's going direct to the bottom line. Or you can just call and say, you know what, I can't make it, but I want to give you a check. Mm-hmm. This is for the people that give you the right to walk around and say what you want to, act the way you want to, whether it's smart or it's stupid, and we're all stupid at times, but it gives you a chance to say thank you. Thank you for everything you've done for us. Call us at 302-330-2166 and just donate. Or you can text me, say, I want to donate, and I will call you back. Someone from the office will call you back. Whatever you can do, think about what you're doing right now. And you got to thank a veteran.
Amen.
Because there are people doing it to give you this right. So we're trying to say thank you back.
They give us the opportunity to act stupid on the golf course. And we want to get back to them. It is the Bets for Vets golf tournament. for less than $150 per player. That's going to get you lunch. That's going to get you a round of golf with the cart. That's going to get you a swag bag. That's going to get you dinner. That's going to get you drinks. That's going to get you the opportunity to make some great memories, make some new friends, and it's all for a great cause as well. Save the date, Monday, August the 25th, Rock Manor Golf Course. To get more information, 302-330-2166. Again, 302-330-2166. Online at betrayalwealth.com, P-A-T-R-I-A wealth.com. You can fill out the form fill on the homepage of betrayalwealth.com. And George, one of the team members, will get back in touch with you immediately, but really looking forward. And if you've been on the fence, don't wait until August the 24th. You want to jump on this sooner than later. And again, that's betrayalwealth.com. Hey, and George, speaking of golf, it was this week back in 1980, the movie Caddyshack premiered. I can see the gopher running around the course right now.
That's me dancing.
Oh my gosh. You and the gopher from Caddyshack do look kind of similar. He pops out of the hole and starts shaking. That's the George Politarhos dance right there. Hey, we always talk about money here on Family First Retirement. Caddyshack had a budget of $6 million, made $60 million at the box office, and over time, it's a cult classic, made over $200 million since 1980. That is a great return on investment right there. But as we're talking about golf here this weekend, getting ready for our great golf tournament coming up on the 25th, we had the opportunity to sit down with Bill Murray and his brothers at the Caddyshack Charity Golf Tournament. And here's Bill Murray talking about investment lessons.
Well, I would say to avoid restaurants is number one. That would be the number one. I remember reading an interview with John Goodman, and he said, don't ever put money into a restaurant. I was like, John, you could have told me that. But restaurants are almost guaranteed. There's a 90% failure rate in restaurants. The fact that this thing is going for 21 years is one of the 10%, I guess, but it's 90% failure rate. They're always your friends. They always say they're going to work tirelessly, and it's really just the hardest business, a business that none of us should be in. And there's only one of us out of 9 that are in the restaurant business. So it's a hard business. That's what I'd say. Stay out of restaurants and bars.
So we actually did this interview at his Caddyshack restaurant down in Florida. But George, for you and for the families you serve, what if you have somebody who's retired that comes to you and say, George, I want to open that bar. I want to have that cheers moment. Or I want to help my buddy invest in so-and-so. I want to dip into some of my retirement buckets. How do you respond to that?
Wake up. Absolutely not. Because what Bill just said is, it's really fun. They're trying to, when your friend's like, oh, I got a great idea. Let's have the XYZ bar. And it'll be sports bar, it'll be this, and I'll be there every day. And they are for the first month.
Yeah.
And then they start getting involved in it. It's not a real solid business if you're not used to it. You've done what you've done really well. Let's now, when you get ready to retire and you have that thought about giving that money to my best friend, let's think about this. Because at the end of the day, this is about your retirement, your next 90,000 hours of your life. It's retirement because you have a plan. You want to go forward and do something. Let's work it through. Let's talk about it. But let's make sure we worry about you and your spouses and your children's legacy and plans. If you have people approaching you about investing in their restaurant or investing in whatever, let's sit and look at the pros and cons about this. Call us at 302-330-2166, and let's see how that's going to work for you, because it sounds great on paper, but we need to know all the external forces, all the things outside of sitting at the bar and having a drink.
Yeah.
There's a lot of headaches that we don't think about, because you go to these really great restaurants, and we're really blessed, Mark, up here. We have some outstanding restaurants to go to. And you think it's so easy until you get that dark look behind the curtain.
Exactly. And by the way, at the end of the day, it's your money. It's your hard work. Yep. You may want to help out your best friend from college open that bar, but, And
how long is he going to be your friend?
Yeah. If it goes south.
When it comes,
and vice versa. If you want to open the bar, yeah.
We have a colleague, acquaintance that came to us, and Leslie and I asked for some money, and we didn't give it to him. And he went to somebody else that we know and borrowed it, and that has not turned out well for that relationship.
See?
And it's a shame.
And let's be honest, if you open your own bar, all your degenerate friends are going to want to come in and drink for free. So at the end of the day, let's preserve your money. Here's more from Bill Murray talking about finding that quality of life in and out of retirement.
Ensuring the quality of the life is really the thing. The money will appear somehow. You'll figure out how to get the money. Like when you go out in the world and you try to find what you really want in your life, you find other people that want the same thing. And then there's a synergy, a dynamic that appears that you can't get on your own. And worrying about it certainly doesn't help. And I think trying to work on it every single day, writing down your thoughts about what you'd like, what you feel, what you're thinking, it adds up to something because you really surround an idea. You really put a lot of thought into it. There's not one answer. You have to know what you want. Right. That's always been number one. And when you know that, then you have to just find others to work with.
I mean, George, that sounds like what you do every day at the Betrayer Wealth Group is helping adults find that quality of life, not just into retirement, but through retirement as well.
And I truly believe you have to have a vision about what retirement's going to look like. You have to have something to look forward to, don't you? Mm-hmm. I mean, maybe you have a job right now, Mark. You're out there, you listen on the weekend, you have a job, and you're waking up saying, God, I'd get up Monday and go to that job. What the heck am I thinking about? We've all been there one time in our lives. Yeah. But when you look at retirement, it should be like, gosh, when I wake up tomorrow, we're going to do X, Y, and Z. And I look at Leslie every day, obviously. That's my wife. I hope I look at her every day. But she is sitting there right now in retirement, and I guess we're 6 to 7 weeks into retirement. And I don't know if this is a good thing or bad thing. I have never seen her happier. She's horseback riding. She's spending time doing the things she likes to do. She enjoys. And it's great, though. Good and bad, folks. Okay, gentlemen, ladies, I don't know about y'all, but I have a routine. We all have routines. And I love to vacuum. I love to cut the grass. I love to vacuum. I enjoy. You know why? I get to see what happened. I get to see results.
Yeah, you get to see progress.
Progress. Well, now Leslie's retired. And I can't do my thing on Saturday. I get up early in the morning on Saturday before everything, and I start getting myself into a little, my coffee. I'm all wired up, and I vacuum. I do this, I do that, and I'll go vacuum, and nothing comes up. Like the canister doesn't get full with stuff, and we vacuumed before like 3 times a week. She goes, well, I vacuumed before you came home last night again. I vacuumed 3 times. I'm like, son of a biscuit. I know that little bit of enjoyment I had is gone.
Yep.
But my wife is, once again, just so happy. She is volunteering, I say. She's coming into work at Betrayer Wealth as the chief culture officer and in charge of getting things ready for the golf outing, but having a great life and spending time with Mr. Archer as much as possible.
That. Speaking of seeing progress, when was the last time you pressure washed your driveway?
I do that. I do my patio, my porches. But I didn't this year, Mark. I have a brand new drive, a cement drive I just put in last year.
So it's clean.
So it's clean. Man. But isn't that great when you get the power washer? And it looks really nice, doesn't it, folks? You think it looks great, and then you use that, and it's like, oh my gosh, I walked on this with no shoes on. Yes. Oh my Lord.
And then you start getting like Picasso creative, and you start drawing art with the pressure washer. I hate pressure washer because it takes forever, and by the end you're tired and you're covered in just grit and grime, and you're soaking wet, but you're like,
priceless.
I did that. Hey, 302-330-2166. Helping you find that purpose, helping you find that quality of life, as George just mentioned. Man, Leslie is happier now than she's ever been. Even more happy than her wedding day with George Politarhos. That's the spot that she's
in. Easy to say.
That's the spot that she's in right now. And George wants to help you get to that same frame of mind with the team at the Betrayer Wealth Group. Give them a call this weekend. Let's sit down, have this conversation about preserving your assets and building income in retirement so you can live your best life. 302-330-2166 are always available at betrayerwealth.com, PATRIA wealth.com. Just fill out the form fill on the front page of betrayerwealth.com, and a team member will get back in touch with you ASAP. And George, I think this time of the year too, as we talk about the quality of life, you've been hearing from adults that may have been working with those big box firms that say they helped me get to retirement, but then they kind of just ghosted me. That's something different that you offer at the Betrayer Wealth Group. You're with us to and through retirement. That's not a cliche, George.
You've done a great job, folks, building that wealth. You really have. But now's the most important time, is that wealth management, keeping as much of that in your pocket as possible. And you might say, I've worked with XYZ, this big box firm, for whatever number of years. But, go back to when you're dating. If you're married now, I can use myself as an example. Before I met Leslie, I dated other women, My mother used to always say that I was very cold-hearted about things because I could just cut it off right there and have no emotion to it. And maybe that's right, maybe that's wrong, but I think the mentality was that if I am putting 120% in something, I am chasing you, trying to make you want to be with me or be my friend, and it's not reciprocated, why the hell am I chasing you? And that's kind of how these big box firms, you're chasing them saying, can you help me do this? How should I plan for this? What's the right tax strategy to use? How should I do this, Bob, at the big box firm? And they're delaying getting back to you, not coming to you with ideas. They're making you go to them. What good is it? Because at the end of the day, you're worth a heck of a lot more than having to chase someone down. When you work with Portrayal Wealth, we are a small firm, no question about it. Are we a big Edward Jones, big, name the big firms out there, folks? We are not. But you know what we are? We're family. Mm-hmm. We know who you are when you call. We're thinking about your daughter's graduation or your son getting married. We're talking to you on a quarterly basis, minimum, if not more, to make sure you know what we're doing. We are that one-stop shop. When you walk in the door, you feel, I personally believe, you feel the love that comes or respect that comes out when you come in our office. We're going to talk about your retirement planning. We're going to talk about Medicare if you're at that age. We're going to talk about tax strategies and having Ernie Kalai as our CPA work with that plan to get you in the right place. We're going to talk about the things you don't want to talk about. We're going to talk about long-term care, the moments when, if something occurs, how do we handle it? And we're going to make sure that the will and trusts are set up. And while we're on that subject, Mark, we might as well address this. We have local attorneys here in the Delaware, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and Maryland we work with, who we've had an agreement to give our family members a will and trust for $18.98. Simple will and trust. Mm-hmm. Folks, if you go shopping that with your attorney, you're looking at $3,000 to $4,000. I want to extend that, Mark, to all our listeners that give us a call at 302-330-2166. We will honor that price to our new listeners, become part of our family, obviously. You think I can wait till tomorrow? Ask people about they thought they could wait till tomorrow and all of a sudden something occurs. It's too late tomorrow. Leslie and I are getting ready to go on vacation down Brigantine. We have our will and trust updated because we're going on vacation. We're traveling together most of the time. I want my boys, and not that Alex and Jared ever complain or bicker about anything. They really, truly talk about brotherly love. That's my greatest wealth is those boys. But we want to control some stuff when we're gone. I want to make sure Archer knows that this stuff we're giving him is from Pop Bull and Mimi. I want to make sure Alex gets what he has. I want sure Jared, you want to control this stuff. Do you trust the government to go through the probate process and dictate how you're going to get stuff to your kids? I don't. So please do me a favor. Get your head out of the sand. I know it's summertime. We like the beach. Plan. Get lined up. Get your ducks in a row because you never know what tomorrow has to offer.
Amen.
You never know when something occurs. So that's really what makes it so special. And you need a company. You need a practice. You need a family that cares about you, not you chasing them. Either give us a call, 302-330-2166, or go to Patria Wealth, Patria Wealth.com, and let's schedule that no-cost, no-obligation meeting. If you're in the area here, folks, North Wilmington, come into the office. We're at 501 Silverside Road, Suite 31 here in Wilmington, 19809.
Somebody's listening this weekend. They're thinking, I'm in that accumulation phase. I'm not really thinking about my RMDs, or I'm not fully invested in what's going to happen in Social Security just yet. But every single person listening right now needs to have a will, needs to have a trust put together. We have ours put it together a couple of years ago. And when Caroline was a little bit younger, it's so important to have that a part of your overall plan. So that's why I invite you to call the team at the Portrayal Wealth Group, 302-330-2166. Take advantage of that Family First Retirement Plan, or online and a few short clicks at patriawealth.com, Patria wealth.com. You can meet the team, hear the Family First Retirement podcast, and of course, you can reach out to the team from the homepage. Again, patriawealth.com. And George, we had a conversation, this was a couple of weeks ago, going back to working with a big box firm where maybe you just feel like you're a number. You said that the husband had passed away, and the wife, after calling the immediate family members, the very next person they called was you. That just proves like the connection that you have with this family, because as cliched as it sounds, George, to them, you're a part of their family because you're on that first to call list.
Family's more than just being there when you need them. Family's there for the good times along with the bad times. We call and we know about their kids. We know when things are going bad and they want to buy a car.
Yeah.
They're calling and say, what's the best way to go about this? Should I lease it? Should I buy it? What's the best option? Or they give you a call when you're doing a review and they're telling you the personal stuff because that's the relationship that we build with you. My kids give me a hard time, George. I'm trying to be a good mom. What do I do? What would you do if it was Alex or Jared? That is what this is about. It's not transactional. There's a lot of firms, Mark, out there that are transactional firms. You go there, you say, I want to do something, and they say, I have the best product for you. Here it is. They do that. They don't look at what your picture is. They don't look at what your goals are, your wants, your desires are. And they tell you what you need, and then you never hear from them again. How the heck can everyone be in the same box? You can't. Leslie and I are going to Greece next year. We're planning to go to Greece. We're planning financially to go to Greece. If you don't talk to me, how do you know that's what my dreams are, what my wants are? I want to make sure Archer's college is paid for. How do you know if you don't talk to me and work with me and have that relationship? Because there's barriers, right? We all have barriers you put up because you don't want to hurt. You don't want to get hurt. You're in those bad relationships with people, right? You talked about this before, and you break up with him or her, and all of a sudden you get real hard, so to speak, where you keep that, and I'm not going to feel that way again. I'm not going to let someone hurt me like that again. A little bitter? Well, that's what this is about, because it's about getting you into the place where you're safe. I might look like a big teddy bear at times, and I truly think I am, because I want you to come and be able to have that emotional hug where everything's going to be okay and we'll work through it together.
Right.
But that's what family's about, I think, and that's how we treat you. Call us at 302-330-2166. Maybe you're working with one of those big box firms now, Mark. Well, let's work through it together, and maybe they're doing a great job, and maybe John or Jill's doing a fantastic job and you're happy. That's great. But let's look at it together and see where it's going. Because you are not the same person, Mark, today you were 10 years ago. And you're not the same person today you're going to be in 10 years. You need a firm that's going to revolve with you, that's going to grow with you and with your wants and needs. And Portrayal Wealth is that firm. My team here has helped you do what you want to do. Call me at 302-330-2166. 302-330-2166, or go to PortrayalWealth.com. P-A-T-R-I-A wealth.com.
Insurance and annuities offered through George A. Politarhos, Delaware Insurance License Number 1373121. Annuity guarantees rely on the financial strength and claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company. Read your contract for restrictions, limitations, or penalties.